we are back.
We're back in black, baby.
And one thing to call out is that this is actually an unlisted video.
This is XXX. Don't let your kids watch it. It's about to get spicy.
This is a Bella Delphine shit.
This is some remember?
God. Anyway.
If that's not the thumbnail, I'll be pissed.
Well, I'm thinking about putting that for the first one. But anyway,
there you go.
What is that?
Oh, weird. Just my gains?
Just your gains. But anyway, this will be as unlisted because of just trying something different. Well, one, because of the post show hasn't really been seeing a lot of views, which that's completely okay. But I kind of want to see how this does with our click-throughs and a lot of things like that.
And you know, that's what it's about, man.
We will link it out to our Twitter, to our Instagram. We'll do a ton of stuff like that. So I mean, like,
this will be for the true fans.
This will be for the pretty hardcore fans. But anyway, and
I'm talking to you, and thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
We want to talk about ladder real quick.
And let me tell you this, man. As far as after effects and how I felt during it, I mean, say what you want. Top 2 pre-workouts.
No crash.
Bro, I feel better.
Yeah, it's
like before I felt good. Like I felt good coming into this workout, even though I didn't know what we were doing. Like I was like, dude, I'm excited, let's work out.
Yeah.
Bro, I feel better now after a workout.
I mean, it's a really good workout.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
It was honestly a really good workout we did too.
It was. Bro, when we did legs and biceps, and dude, my legs, I promise you, never felt like they were about to like split open.
Yeah. Like
it was super tight, and my biceps are still tight.
So like my fibers at one point were actually like I could actually feel them move.
Yeah, we did like a different movement.
And so like at the rec there is an actual machine where you can put your feet in
and you're standing.
And you're standing, in which you can extend out, right? So it's a leg extension. But it's standing.
It's literally like if anyone's rode a horse, it's like you're putting your foot in a stirrup and then you're just coming down straight.
Yeah, and which it almost kind of feels like how you do with standing leg curls. It's just opposite, right?
It's opposite. If you're doing butt kicks, like doing butt kicks, don't run, hit your butt, but think about when you go all the way back, there's a cable connected to your leg from your butt from when you bring it back down. So
and which honestly with that I felt more tears, and which good tears by the way, because since like I felt like I was still going and everything else. It wasn't like any sort of bad tears, but like my hips were moving just a slight bit, but I mean it was like to the point where it's okay.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it felt great, man. It really, genuinely, it felt really good.
Yeah, in which it was a really good quad day. We had a really good on biceps too.
Beautiful. Like I like that combo.
Yeah.
Quad and bicep.
Yeah.
I hit a fat, dude, we just hit a fatty, and let me tell you, super fat, pH fat.
Yeah.
Felt really nice. And I hate that I said pH fat, but it's what it is, and that's what happened.
But
and also I found out the song Cream by Iggy Azalea frickin' rips, dude. Rips. I'm telling you right now. Pause this.
We were both listening to Tiny Meat Gang too.
A little TMG action, I like it.
TMG from Cody Co. But anyway,
Will Miller.
So it's honestly really good. I've been a fan for them for some time. Now I will say that Shelby actually had almost the different reaction. She felt
to ladder. Really?
Yeah, because it was so foamy and so like frothy.
See, I didn't even feel like that because I just went straight to the dome.
You went straight to it,
and maybe that's the move with this.
And then for me, honestly, like I had a drink and like I let it settle for a little bit, and that was completely fine. Like I felt normal.
It felt amazing, man. I liked it. It felt good, and I think I did leave my water bottle inside.
You did? Well, you probably left it in your car.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Oh well.
Cross your fingers.
Cross your fingers, folks.
But anyway, so yeah, it was
beautiful workout, man.
Gnarly.
Very great. It was a gnarly, good workout. And I will say this, Tyrus, he enjoyed our little post show the other day.
Yeah.
He liked it, man. It was it was after my move. So this would be the second post show since then, or the first post show since we moved.
Yeah, you officially moved today.
I did officially move, and I'm in the new place, and let me tell you, it feels so good. I still have to move the bigger stuff, which I'm doing tomorrow. So I have to move the washer, dryer, couch, and the bed.
Do you need help with that at all?
But I got all the boxes done.
Okay.
Tyrus is gonna help me out in the morning. I mean, I'm sure you got work.
Yeah, more than likely have work, but I mean, like if you're doing it like at 7 a.m. in the morning, I could probably do
absolutely not. We're gonna be not doing that at 7 a.m. We gotta let these puppies recover, Grant.
I have a couple meetings in the morning. I actually have a really cool meeting.
Yeah.
So I have a meeting with like I've talked about Waze before, and which I'm super excited.
What did you say?
Waze.
Oh, Waze, the app that comes up on my Spotify?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean...
excuse the language, I get a little upset.
With Waze?
I'm just kidding. No, dude, it's nice, man. It's good. Honestly, I like how it turns blue, and then it's like, would you like to turn off Waze? And I'm just like, you know what? Absolutely, I'm going to turn you off, but I appreciate that you're there. It makes me feel secure and safe. Yeah, I'm
honestly really excited for that meeting. Like,
what are you guys doing? Like, what? Like, what's the meeting for?
Well, I can't really say, to be honest.
That's top secret, folks.
I can't really say. All I can say is that I have a meeting with them.
They're our first sponsor. Thank you, Waze.
Well,
use Tyler and Grant for 15% off.
The rep is really into sports, so I'm just like, finally, somebody I can talk to.
And might as well bring Tyrus with, because we all know last time I don't know anything about basketball, and that's fine.
Yeah, it is a very interesting
Talk about wrestling, and then I'm about it. But talk about basketball?
Oh, really?
Can't.
Like you're talking about WWE wrestling?
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about like freestyle.
Like Tony. What's his name? Tony
Ramos.
I think it's Tony Ramos.
He's from Iowa. Tony.
I actually met him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No shit. Mm-hmm. Damn.
I did a wrestling camp one time. He was there.
Oh, no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, I was in the 9th grade.
Okay. The 9th grade. Yeah. Found that out that I was.
What?
Macklemore?
Oh, no.
Was that the 9th grade or was it the 3rd grade? He says.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't keep up with pop culture music.
I tell you what, I haven't heard Macklemore's name since I heard the song not even Downtown, but I know Downtown now because one of my friends likes Macklemore. She always brings it up. But what was his one banger, dude?
Well, this is a Thrift Shop.
Yeah, that's what it was. Thrift Shop. Yep.
That half of it wasn't even his.
Really?
Well, like he didn't have the tagline.
Oh, bro. Speaking of pop culture. I said pop culture. Did we talk about this?
Talk about what?
I talked about it with somebody. I don't know if it was you. The Taylor Swift thing.
What T-Swift thing?
T-Swizzy. Her label or all of her music got sold. Was that us?
No, but
all of her music got sold to Scooter or something.
So pretty much everything that you consume is now from that company. And
I will say this. Let me work. How old is she? Let's just say 24.
No. She's like 27, 28.
Okay, let's say 27. Hi, let me work for the last 18 years producing music, and let me give it all away.
Yeah.
I mean, she got boned hard on that deal.
Oh, yeah, but I mean...
She got fucking ripped.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, that's the nature of that beast.
I mean, that's that industry. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It's kill or be killed, I guess.
So actually, there's a really interesting documentary, which I half like and half hate.
Blackfish.
What are you talking about?
You never heard that one?
No.
It's about these killer whales out, like, I don't know.
Oh, God.
Something about whales.
30 Seconds to Mars. They actually have a documentary.
Martian?
30 Seconds to Mars. Jared Leto.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know who that is, but I don't know the.
Oh, okay. So
documentary.
So it's about This Means War, right? This Means War was an album that they did in which it talks about the nature of the industry and how
the music industry,
and how they went against the grain and how the label was suing them to have rights to the album, all this other stuff, and they've been battling this for years, honestly, right? The one thing I don't like about it is that they kind of put themselves on a pedestal. Okay. But other than that, though, it's very fascinating because since they kind of break it down on like how the industry really gains their money and like how it's just all messed up because of like the artist is constantly living in debt. Unless if you are somebody like a Taylor Swift, or unless if you are somebody like an Ariana Grande.
Yeah, you know what, man? I would be curious to know how much money like a B-lister.
Yeah, exactly. Like a
B-list singer is like when they grind, like they're gone 365 on tour and just grinding like at coffee shops and shit. Like,
so like
or even comedians too, because like I listen to a whole bunch of podcasts of upcoming comedians, and I would venture to guess, like, dude, like I've even heard like, dude, they'll do like sets, like they'll travel for like $20. They'll do a set. Like I'm just like, bro, like how can you do that? Like,
I mean,
like you go to New York, you go to comedy clubs, $20 a pop, like.
But think about this though.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting your name out there. That's the grind. I mean, go for it. I would do it, but it's just like, how the fuck can you make ends meet?
They love it though. They don't care. They love it.
It's the grind, baby.
That's how it is, right?
Get those bags.
And to be honest, like, that's the reason why I felt like shit today. I felt like shit because of, actually, I went home halfway through my work.
Yep.
and just sat there. And I was just like...
Just got to regroup.
Well, it just was like...
Like a mentally taxing day?
It wasn't mentally taxing. It was the fact that I feel like I'm not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like I am stuck. And I am
Career-wise?
Career-wise, advancement of like my side hustle, like with this, with a lot of other things.
You just want to, correct me if I'm wrong, not to interrupt you, but do you just want to like, because sometimes I get that feeling too, where I'm just like I'll watch like these creators and I'm just like I just need like just go, like create, go, like, you know what I mean? Just fucking go.
Yeah, like, in which the problem is that like, well, okay, I have student loans. I now have a car loan.
Yep.
Now I am looking into investing in a new bed. I'm getting a new sofa. Well, on top of that, I need to live somewhere. Yep. So it's like
all these things. You're just like, it's overwhelming too, because you're like, well, I got this, but if I put money towards this, then I can't do this.
Right.
But
exactly.
Then if I go ahead and invest in a new mattress, then I have to not.
It's all about sacrifices.
It is,
right?
man. That's right.
It's all about sacrifices, and which unfortunately right now I'm kind of in a tussle because of there are other things that I have to really look into, like need to look into, right? I need to look into a new job. Like that's true how it is, because like Shelby doesn't want to be here anymore. And which I completely understand.
And it's one of those things, it's like, what would you do? Because me and my buddy, like up in Kansas City, like every time like he's in the military too, and like when we go back for drill, like we always have this conversation. Like it always ends up back to here, like about relationships and stuff like that, and we talk about, and it's always like his perspective is like, what would you be willing to do like for your future wife? Like people are like people like he has a cool insight where it's like, hey man, like people won't even like I don't even know a good example. Like people will throw a fit about, well, I'm not going to do this because this, or I'm not going to do this because they want this or this or this or this.
Yeah, no.
Or like, I'm not going to move. Like I got to do my own thing and stuff like this. But then his insight was, and maybe it's for you and maybe it's not. It's all relative. But he's like, I just got to think in the back of my head, like, what would I be willing to do for my future wife? Like if she's like, hey, I want to go move up, because he has a girlfriend now, and she wants to go back up to Michigan, right? And he's like, well, I want to see you down in Kansas City. So like, and then he's like, and then he asks himself, he's like, well, what would I be willing to do for my future wife? Now, is it to the point where, and that's a gray line. Where do you see that? Because are you like, am I compromising what's best for my life? Or am I like, hey, she is a part of my life, and you know what I mean? I'm not in a relationship, ladies. So where do you subtly saying, slide in that DM, but like, where do you find that balance? If you do, or do you know where that is?
I think one of the greatest things that honestly Will Smith did was talk about his relationship with his wife. And how he explained it was that he knows what she wants to do. He knows what he wants, or himself, what he wants to do himself.
They're pretty transparent with each other.
Yes, they're transparent and communicative, right? And the big thing is that like, even though they don't see each other for 2 to 3 months, they know that they're still going to go back to each other. They know that they are still going to do this, right? And which the thing is like, they make sacrifices, but they also like will not make sacrifices.
It's almost like thinking about that, just like I'm having this thought now. It's like, hey, if we make this 3-month sacrifice while I go shoot Bad Boys 4, I'm in Mexico or wherever they're filming it, if I go make this sacrifice for 3 months and not see you, think about when we're 80 and we're both retired, and it's a 3-month sacrifice versus a lifetime, right?
No, totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally. And
you have to have a partner who has that mindset, because if you don't, it'll never work out, dude.
And which honestly, I've been scared to talk to her about it, because of like,
well, that's huge, man.
That's how I feel. I feel like us being as independent people, right?
And you both are strong, and I know Shelby too, and you both are strong and independent people, right? And you both have an awesome mindset, and if you want something, you're gonna go out and do it, right?
Right.
So, and that's awesome, right? And you just got to know where to balance that, right?
Exactly. That's exactly how you do it, right?
Yep.
In which, I mean, I completely understand how people would say like, well, you should be with her. I'm like, Well, I am. I definitely am. But
well, I am. Like, look at me. I am, you know what I mean? If you're saying like, if I didn't want to be with her, I wouldn't, right?
Exactly.
Like, and that's with anybody.
I wouldn't take the effort to like, honestly. So like, I mean, whenever she was in Germany, right?
Yep. I didn't know she was, but here we go.
She was in Germany for 3 weeks. Yeah, for.
Oh, she did?
I mean, like 2 or 3 years ago or whatever.
Undergrad?
Yeah, I would wake up early in the morning and also at night, because then she would wake up at night.
Like the time difference.
The time difference
just
is
to talk.
Talk and also keep our snap streak, right?
Well, you gotta keep that snap streak.
Yeah,
have to.
We did it over a year, you know.
Killing it.
But then like that was one thing that, I mean, like, granted it's a small minute thing, but
sure, but dude, that's huge, man. That's
exactly
cute. Like
exactly.
it's one of those things. You know what I mean?
It's something that will last a longer time.
Sure, man.
That's when you understand, like, I understood Shelby wanted to go to Germany, even though I did not want, like, personally, I felt uncomfortable. Sure. I felt completely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It might be the more grumpy old men inside me, because of during that time frame, that was when like Brussels got bombed and all this other stuff,
and that's completely natural to feel that way. And I mean, if like my sister would be like, I mean, dude, my sister's in Washington State by herself, right? Like, that freaks me out.
Yeah.
Even if it was my brother, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even like a gender thing. It's just like, that's fucking scary, dude.
Yeah. No, totally.
That far away with no family around. Like, that's fucking scary to think about sometimes.
No, I will say, for me personally, like, I actually wouldn't mind being that far away from my family. It's just because of, I have a different dynamic with my family.
Sure.
Right? With my family, I tend to call them probably once every like 4 months.
Yeah.
4 or 5, maybe even sometimes 6 months.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, that's how I am, and that's how they understand. They understand.
And if that's how you communicate, that's awesome.
Right. It's like, I'd rather have those time frames be strong, right? I'd rather have very strong, crazy time frames compared to being
like, that's the din.
Oh, how was your day? It's like, how was your month? Like, what did you do during the month? You know what I mean? It's like, I'd rather have those types of things.
And that's completely fine. There's no right or wrong whether you want to talk to your family every day or if you want to talk to them even once a year. Like, it's totally preference. Whatever works for you.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
And I feel that, man.
But
got a little deep here, boys.
We got a little deep.
I like it, though.
Hey, we did something a little bit different.
It's uncut, baby. I told you.
Yeah, it's under unlisted, so we can do whatever we want, pretty much.
We can do anything here.
But
hey, guys, next episode, I want you guys to throw it back to me. I'm throwing it. There it is.
Bah. But
yeah.
Anyway, so I don't know. I'd be really intrigued on what you guys sacrifice, like for your significant other, or like what are your goals and dreams? I mean, like, I really want to have this as a conversation and kind of just like.
Me too, man. I mean, I love like getting deep like that. Like, I love exploring that kind of realm about, you know, what do you do for not only your significant other, but like, I mean, dude, like, working out, it's a sacrifice. I mean, it's one of the most cliche things to say, but like,
no, it is,
dude. It's super easy. It's so easy just to like.
This is even a sacrifice, right?
Bro, absolutely. I mean, like, it takes time.
Like,
it's a commitment. Like, it's, and some people, like, I could go off on a tangent here, dude, but like, it's like, you can easily just, if you're laying in bed or on the couch watching Netflix, like, it's a sacrifice. It'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna click that off. I'm gonna go to the gym for 2 hours. I'm gonna sweat. I'm gonna get uncomfortable, and then I'm gonna come back, shower. Then I'm gonna eat right, and then I'm gonna do all this. Like, it's so easy. Like, that's a 3-hour span of where you could have just sat down and watched a movie.
And I mean, like,
it's all relative too, man.
And the crazy thing is that I even have those problems.
Sure. And sometimes I have them too, man. It's just, you know what I mean?
I have those problems so much. Yeah.
You're just like, or like if I'm listening to a podcast or something, and like
Jocko or something like that.
Jocko
Willink, the Navy SEAL. You have to.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah. But like, if I'm listening to a podcast and then like the next episode comes up, I could like. It was so funny the other day. Like, I had a paper due at midnight, and I was like, "All right, here we go." Like, if I turn off this podcast, I'm gonna get this done in like 2 hours. I'm gonna knock this paper out. Then I'm like, "All right, let's just keep going." And then I would watch it because it's a video podcast. And then I'm just like, I gotta fucking like. And that's like, dude, people are getting fucking shot. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's all relative, right? So like, that's a sacrifice for me. But other people are like, it's like, it's so relative, like everyone's life, because like I like that was a sacrifice for me. But then if I look at the bigger perspective, like, dude, there's people in the fucking Middle East worrying like where they're gonna get their next meal. Like they have no idea where they're getting food tomorrow.
No, totally.
You know what I mean? And we're sitting in a car, like talking to a kid.
Problems.
It is, and that's exactly what it is. And we don't mean to like. We're not saying like our life is super fucking hard where it's like we're trying to find where our next meal is coming from, but it all is relative to be like everyone has those days where you're like, dude, I don't want to do anything today. Like I have no motivation.
Yeah.
I do not want to go to the gym. That's the last thing I want to do. I would rather literally do anything besides go to the gym. And I get those fucking days too, man. But half of it is just showing up. And I'll tell you what, some of the best lifts,
even going through the motions,
dude,
too.
even I'm telling you right now, some of the best lifts I've ever had is when I don't feel like going and I just show up to the gym and I just start working out. I just show up and it's one of the best lifts.
For me, like I personally have to have a structure for my lift. So like like for me, I have to be in that mindset of being like, it's like I'm literally gonna make the weights my bitch. Like I'm literally going to like do that as much as I can.
Sure, and
that's my type of mindset.
And don't get me wrong, those lifts are amazing, right? When you're like, you got like Screamo on and you're just like, look the fuck out. I'm here to fuck shit up. And
then also listening to like, one of my favorites is actually listening into just straight up instrumental of like very chill stuff because then that's
I've said this before. I think
into your mind,
dude. I listen to the Interstellar soundtrack. I listen to the Grey soundtrack. I listen to instrumentals like hardcore, like, and then I listen to like hardcore instrumentals. Dude, that's all I listen to. I swear.
Yeah.
I love that shit. Because then, like, dude, like, it's a different type of, like, mindset. Like, that slow, like, that chase, like, an Interstellar, like, one of the songs, like...
It's more of, like, a zen.
It is, and you're just, like... I don't know, man. I love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
So, this is the task. This is unfiltered, uncut. This is the... what's it called? What is it?
Unlisted.
Unlisted content right here. If you're here, first off, thank you. Second off, you have 3 tasks. What do you listen to when you work out?
Yeah, we'd like to know that.
2,
give us any suggestions.
Suggestions as well. 2, what do you sacrifice? It could be a daily sacrifice, a monthly, yearly. What do you sacrifice? Yep. And 3, what's the key to keeping a strong relationship?
Ooh.
Give me some hard stuff here. What's the key?
So this will be also notified to our subscribers. So if you are a subscriber, arigato mas. Thank you very much.
That's what I said.
That's not weird. Okay.
I said that.
You did?
Yeah, sure.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Okay, anyway, so that will be to those people. We'll also post this on Facebook and our Twitters. Yep. We'll also post it on Instagram stories to make sure you guys are there.
Good.
Just make sure you have to be subscribed. And yeah, I mean...
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we're going to try something different. We'll probably do it for a couple of weeks, see how it is, and if it doesn't work out, then we will go back to the other way.
That's right. We'll figure it out, man.
Figure out. Anyway, let us know down below on those comments there, and thank you guys so much for watching.